Bonsoir, bonsoir, chers amis. C'est Deaso, et on se retrouve donc pour la suite de notre aventure sur cette quête principale sur le lieu fou de Shianzo. On se dirige toujours vers l'arbre d'ambroisie après avoir vaincu le fameux cerf. Donc, prenez le raccourci à la commission de l'artisanat pour vous rendre à la commission d'alchimie. Profondeur du désespoir. Allez. On entend donc dans la commission d'alchimie. Donc apparemment les traîtres, donc les adeptes du Sanctus Medicus, viendraient très certainement d'ici.
Whoa. Looks like the battle here was intense.
The Master Diviner must have launched the campaign while we were delayed in the Artisanship Commission.
Elle a dû deviner que c'était le bon moment.
Time is of the essence. The most important task for the Xianzhou Luofu is suppressing the Stellaron. General Jing Yuan tasked the Master Diviner with commanding the Cloud Knights. He would have known she'd act on the results of her divination.
Thank goodness the General didn't make us go with the Knights. Fighting is totally different from adventuring. All these people, it's tough to bear.
I'm afraid this is nothing, Benefactor. Centuries ago, an Emanator of Abundance besieged the Luofu with the aim of taking the Ambrosial Arbor. They destroyed half our delves and killed most of the Cloud Knights. For long-life species, such events are more like yesterday's memories than ancient history. This awful spectacle is child's play in comparison.
Hey, is that supposed to make us feel better?
It's hard to tell if the Master Diviner won or lost here.
Pour moi, c'est une victoire totale. On dirait que ses troupes ont été décimées. Ne prenons pas de risque, disons que c'est un match nul.
A draw? This isn't a tournament, you know. I can't see many Cloud Knights. The Xianzhou must have fought well.
Not necessarily. There'd usually be a base with supporting forces set up after a successful engagement, but we don't see any of that. Let's look around and see if we can find some clues.
Bah oui, s'ils auraient dû gagner, en fait, ils devraient occuper le terrain, quoi. Chaud. Ah, quand même, la corrosion voit des chercheurs d'élixir. Disciple longévive. Ah, ok, je vois. Mais il s'agit du hackerspace. Bon, de la vitesse. Non, je crois que c'est juste un alchimiste de Ségus. Le corps raide du monstre porte des blessures bien visibles, dont plusieurs rapetissent à vue d'œil. Malgré l'absence de signes de vie, vous sentez que le monstre devant vous n'est pas tout à fait mort.
tough.
Ah.
Look, there's someone over there. Here! There are still survivors here.
You're not the Knights. What is your purpose here? It's dangerous.
We're reinforcements sent by the General. Where's everyone else?
Resorting to short-life species as reinforcements. Jingyuan is truly running out of options.
Run! She's a disciple of Sanctus Medicus!
Silence. If my healing worked, you'll become one of us. And then it's not just me they'll be running from.
Hurry! Leave here!
So, how many of my moves can you
Can't
block?
control myself anymore!
Time to go on the offensive.
Je dirais que ça s'est plutôt mal passé pour Fou.
Better late than never. You're in bad shape. Blade in flight! Fights are like gambling. You have to choose when to strike. Don't need this style. Nap time. Time for some sword play.
Allez.
With heart.
Time to go on the offensive. To the finish.
The lives of short-life species are so fleetingly brief. Why seek death?
Limier doré de l'abondance. Et loup sylvestre de l'abondance.
Blade in flight.
Time to go on the offensive.
Ah.
That's a set. Wait for the tiles before you start counting.
Lance ablaze.
Allez, un petit coup de lance.
Forward.
Ça leur apprenne le respect. Ah!
Naughty children, don't listen.
Ah, ça fait des copies. Plutôt des reflets.
You're in bad shape.
So, how many of my moves can you block? Strike with heart!
I'm on guard. Not a scratch.
Time for a shot.
Ok, il reste.
Nap time. Blade in flight. Better late than never. Fights are like gambling. Time for the payout.
Soigné.
Nice teamwork.
Time for some sword play. Strike with heart.
Allez, les ombres, c'est le moment de partir.
Play hard, win.
So, how many?
Why did you come to the Xianzhou? To seek immortality? You don't have to appease Jingyuan. The disciples of Sanctus Medicus can provide all that you desire.
Ballista des disciples Sanctus Medicus.
Blade in flight.
I'm okay.
Practice is over. Swords descend.
Allez, on se débrasse d'eux.
Time to go on the offensive.
That's a set. Wait for the tiles before you start counting.
Allez, action avancée.
Lance ablaze. Flaming lance.
Allez, j'ai pas envie qu'il appelle de nouveau un autre. Bon, il est tout seul, donc il appellerait que un, mais quand même.
That'll take more than medicine. Savor the vigor of it.
Et il l'a fait.
Strike with heart.
Time to go on the offensive.
Fights are like gambling. You have to choose when to strike. Come on.
Hop. Oui.
Naughty children, don't listen. You're in bad shape.
So, how many of my moves can you block? Blade in flight.
Allez.
Wait for the tiles before you start counting.
Hop là, au revoir les loups.
Tile.
Et toi aussi, au revoir. Ah non.
Time for some sword play.
Et maintenant, c'est au revoir.
Hold on. We'll find someone to help.
Don't waste your time. They've converted me. I don't have much longer. Go. The Master Diviner's troops are ahead.
Il déploie, hein, il est à bout de souffle. Ou alors il attend que vous le laissiez
Let's
tranquille.
go.
The disciples of Sanctus Medicus were in hiding for so long. Now they finally show their face. Did the Master Diviner fail to foresee this?
On a coupé la parole à Tignon. L'armure est couverte de marques d'épée, mais étrangement toutes ces marques viennent de l'arme du mort. Ah oui. Et c'est une zone plutôt grande. Ok, on va essayer de traverser sans se battre. J'ai besoin de douleur attirer votre attention sur le champ de bataille dévasté.
Rainbow's blessing. You're not disciples of Sanctus Medicus.
Stop moving around. Let's see if there's a way to help you recover faster.
Prodiguer des soins.
Come on, take this. It'll help with your injuries.
Allez. Rafouillez votre sac, faut trouver un remède pour ces blessures. Il a administré goutte par goutte. Pour l'instant, vous craignez que les médicaments conçus pour des humains ne fonctionnent pas sur les espèces à longue expérience de vie. Dans l'appui, le chevalier nuage fait son mieux pour se relever.
Thank you. All of you. I feel much better now. Thank goodness you're here. The garrison is up ahead. Are you heading there now? I'll wait there for you.
Oh, un éloge de moralité. Ah, ok, il faut qu'on fasse le tour. No. Entrez en zone sécurisée. Phew.
Who goes there? Show yourselves! Wait, it's you. Quickly, in here. It's dangerous outside.
You recognize us?
Are you not the General's guests? The Master Diviner prophesized your arrival. We were ordered to wait for you under any circumstances.
Fuchuan était ici?
Yes, the Master Diviner ordered us to remain stationed here and went to scout ahead. They're saying the disciples of Sanctus Medicus have returned. They haven't been seen for an age. The troops are anxious. It's good that you're here. The Master Diviner said the Knights weren't to move out until you arrived. Please wait in the camp. We'll decide on our next steps once the Master Diviner returns.
That the Cloud Knights received orders not to advance is a bad sign. The Disciples of Sanctus Medicus. I've heard the name before. If memory serves, they're an underground sect of the Abundance that's said to have lain dormant within the Xianzhou, plotting to overthrow the Alliance. The Stellaron has certainly caused Abundance-like abnormalities. Is that what motivated the Disciples to come out of the shadows? No. The Knight's main force remains intact. Something must have happened. Something we're not aware of. The Master Diviner isn't here. Let's head into camp and see what we can learn from the troops here.
Général Abandi, il y a deux forces. Ils ne voient pas la même chose qui ont agi. Donc d'un côté, c'est certainement les disciples. Mais l'autre...
Good idea. Why don't you take a look around, benefactors? My feet need a rest.
Tingyun a besoin de se reposer les pieds.
Have you talked with these disciples, benefactor? What do you make of them?
Pas encore.
Why would they betray the Luofu? I don't understand.
It was so close. So close. Even seasoned soldiers of 3 centuries were turned into twisted beings. I was almost.
Le paquet est en bon état. L'étiquette numérique opposée dessus n'a pas été signée. Manifestement, le paquet n'est pas arrivé à destination. Vous pouvez peut-être lui rendre service et le remettre à son destinataire avec impatience. Les pionniers sont toujours contents d'aider. À mon choix, vous vous penchez pour consulter l'adresse du destinataire sur l'étiquette numérique afin de remplir votre noble devoir de pionnière. Après avoir le temps de lire le contenu écrit en langue Shanzhou, vous êtes surprise par un bip soudain. Attention, attention, vol possible détecté. Le paquet à contact. Pris de la commission du maintien de l'ordre la plus proche. Veuillez coopérer. Ne quittez pas les lieux sans autorisation. Oh non, mon acte de générosité s'est retourné contre moi. Faut que je parte tant que quelqu'un ne s'en aperçoit. Je ne peux pas me permettre de ternir le nom des pionniers.
The Cloud Knights undergo such thorough training. How could they lose control like this? It's one thing for humans to be stricken with Mara, but Foxians and Vidyadhara?
Une personne... Vous avez parlé d'un mythe après lequel certains arbres sont anciens. Que ce soit ce genre d'arbre.
Command talisman required for operation.
What does it mean?
We probably need to present it with a command for it to act.
Comment celui-là, il est... Il ne nous attaque pas, il est pas cassé. L'usage de ce chevalier des nuages est d'une pâleur à faire peur. Alors que vous approchez, il hoche la tête en guise de salutation.
Forgive me for being brief. Warfare is a dangerous business. There's no time for idle chat.
Comment se présente la situation?
We took over this place a few hours ago under the Master Diviner's command. It was only afterwards that we learned our enemies were none other than the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, those who worship the Plague's author. Everything was going as planned. The sorcerers of the disciples and the fantastic creatures they commanded were no match for us. Then, after a while, our comrades suddenly started to slaughter one another.
Vous avez frappé par le Mara?
Curse it. What Sanctus Medicus sorcery did they use on us? The greatest fear of the Xianzhou people is succumbing to our Mara-struck form around others. To do so means that we have given up on being human, lost the abomination sleeping in our immortal blood, and violated the Rainbow's admonishments. What the disciples of Sanctus Medicus did are despicable acts that every Alliance resident detests. I swear to the Arbiter that I will avenge my comrades.
Très bien. Donc évidemment... Donc il y a eu un piège quelque part. Chevalier des nuages se tient à côté du prisonnier. Quand vous déclinez votre identité et lui montrez les ordres du général, il s'écarte.
You want to ask questions? Fine. But I must be present the whole way through. This part needs to be recorded as testimony.
Finally, someone to talk to. These Cloud Knights are so serious, so boring.
Le propos de Stellaron.
That shining seed? I've seen it. So beautiful. If you gaze into it, there's a voice inside that speaks to you.
Do you still remember Cocolia?
The Master said we could inject new life into the ambrosial arbor with it. I didn't believe it at first. We tried many methods, spending multiple lifetimes of short-life species. Yet the arbor showed no signs of resurrection. But look upon it now. Only the power of an eon can recreate the miracle. Yes. Yes, the mighty Sanctus Medicus. The abundance.
Oh, l'arbre d'ambroisie.
So, you witnessed it too? The ambrosial arbor's resurrection. Magnificent. In the Befall era, so far in the past that even long-life species cannot recall, Sanctus Medicus the Abundance gifted the ambrosial arbor to the Xianzhou Luofu. With that sacred tree, humanity realized many miracles. The fallow earth, the western soapberry, the altered flesh. But that devilish archer ruined everything. They twisted right and wrong and erased Sanctus Medicus's achievements. But soon we will return to the glory of the Befall era. You've seen the fantastic creatures that fought with us. They are only minor gifts of the ambrosial arbor.
Shut it, rambling rodent. The Cloud Knights will root all of you out soon.
Ah. Que vous fait à ces chevaliers des nuages?
What did we do? We cured our kin. It must hurt to be trapped in such weak flesh and blood.
You scum! If the Order allowed, I would cut you down now.
Oh, you don't understand. A short-life species couldn't understand. Mara struck? It's a second life gifted by Sanctus Medicus. To eliminate the self, to achieve transcendence, a life of true freedom. I see a desire for power in your eyes. This life is too short for you, isn't it? I can help you.
Don't listen. His words are poison.
We're just having fun, sir. Without the blessing of the abundance, you short-life species would never be able to endure the transformation.
J'ai pas d'autres questions. Ah, continue.
Have you talked with these disciples, benefactor? What do you make of them?
Je comprends le désir de connaissance. Ouais, bon, on a de la peine pour eux.
They brought this upon themselves. The Xianzhou Alliance forbids anyone from accessing forbidden knowledge regarding immortality. They should have thought about whether they were capable of paying the price when seeking the power of an eon. Xianzhou natives are more afraid of immortality than they are of the days coming to an end. They received eternal life as they had desired, but are doomed to a fate more terrifying than death. The abundance played a cruel trick on them.
Marche là-bas. Ah, tiens. Pas des nuages qu'on a un prisonnier qui parle tout seul.
I saw myself become thunder, become a storm. That scent in the elixir crucible. I could smell the future. Mere flesh will not trap me. I am the Abendir. I see the leaves and branches covering the sky. I will change again.
We captured a few devils from the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. Some of them are already mad, and this one is the maddest.
Les yeux de l'alchimiste saluent en tous sens, comme si regardaient les deux bifurcations d'un chemin. Un paquet ouvert avec un insigne bizarre attire votre attention. Il s'agit sans doute d'une serrure en bois atténuant et mortaise que vous avez rencontrée à de multiples reprises à Xianzhou. Le document n'a pas été entièrement inséré dans l'enveloppe, de sorte que vous pouvez distinguer la majeure partie de ce contenu sans avoir à vous en saisir. Juste un coup d'œil rapide. Il s'agit simplement d'une enquête non remplie, sans rien de spécial. Ouais. Ah, donc il y a encore d'autres zones par là. Bref. Bon. On va voir March. On va voir le 7 mars. Ah. Il y a quelque chose.
When the Master Diviner gets back, we might be in for tough times. It's making me a little nervous. Are you ready?
Prête. Ah. Veuillez noter que votre choix sera irréversible. En continuant, les missions suivantes disparaîtront définitivement au fur et à mesure que la progression de l'histoire. Ah merde.
When the Master Divine... Are you ready?
Ouais, la chance, elle... Ah, ça a quelque chose à vous dire. Ouais. Bon, souhaitez-vous vous téléporter à proximité. Je sens qu'on n'est pas fini. On n'a pas fini. Oh. Passer toute la nuit là-dessus ou quoi? Bon, c'est un cas de l'exaltation.
Is that all?
Ah, ça bouge? Attendant son rapide rapatriement. Les agents de maintien de l'ordre sont là, on récup. Ah oui, Dao, il est là. J'ai toujours l'impression qu'il manque quelque chose ici, à la chancellerie de la commission du maintien de l'ordre, mais impossible de me rappeler quoi. Tu tombes bien. Tu peux m'aider à procéder par élimination, dis-moi. Qu'est-ce qui manque à notre bureau? Contenu promotionnel qui présente les travaux de la commission. Petits objets décoratifs pour rendre l'endroit plus vivant. De la commission. Il ne fait pas semblant de travailler. C'est mal le moment de penser à ça. Allez, on va dire des petits objets décoratifs. Rendre l'endroit plus vivant. J'ai idée pas mal pensé, figure-toi. Je suis un grand amateur de nectar alcoolisé. Un jour, j'ai planqué 2 bouteilles de nectar des bois de saule à la chancellerie. Mais l'agent Jingyan les a jetées. Il a dit que c'était un lieu de travail et que ça s'était déplacé. J'aime bien les actrices foxiennes, alors j'avais affiché quelques photos sur mon bureau pour m'égayer l'esprit. L'agent Jingyan les a aussi confisquées. Elle a dit que c'était un lieu de travail et que c'était indécent. La seule chose qui rend la commission du maintien de l'ordre un peu plus vivante, c'est les colis appareillés au sol. Un officier qui ne fait pas semblant de travailler? Détrompe-toi, jeune femme. En tout cas, l'agent Jingyan fait son travail. Tant qu'elle sera là, la commission du maintien de l'ordre pourrait être fière de porter ce nom. Jingyan. Le gamin est peut-être un fainéant, mais il est loin d'être idiot. Je suis très confiant quant à son avenir. Évidemment, si devait arriver quoi que ce soit au sanctuaire de l'exaltation, tu verrais que je suis un fonctionnaire extrêmement efficace. Du contenu promotionnel qui présente les travaux de la commission? Pas ça, non. J'ai demandé à Jingyan si on devait mieux promouvoir le travail de la chancellerie. Il m'a donné la liste de tout ce qu'on a fait récemment et il n'y a vraiment pas de quoi se vanter. On aura résolu une affaire que même la commission des 10 seigneurs n'aura pas su régler. Je serai le premier à chanter les louanges de la commission du maintien de l'ordre. Et ce, dans tout le sanctuaire de l'exaltation. D'ici là, on va continuer à faire profil bas. Vraiment un moment de penser à ça. Oui, je vais me triturer le cerveau, je ne trouve pas. Je vais faire quelques parties de tuiles de jade céleste après le travail. Ça me laissera le temps de réfléchir. Bon, passons aux choses sérieuses. Alors, jeune fille, que puis-je faire pour toi? Je devais dire que vous aviez besoin de mon aide.
Oh, that's right. Forgive my forgetfulness. Glad you came. It's great to have one of the General's distinguished guests helping us out. My Realm-Keeping Commission colleagues failed to provide adequate care for the Dragon Lady. I'd like to thank you on behalf of all of them for rescuing her back in Exalting Sanctum Plaza.
Ça c'est le jour de travail. Venons-en au but, d'accord?
As I'm sure you're aware, symptoms of Mara have been spreading ever since the Stellaron incident occurred. Thanks to the Ten Lords Commission, being stricken with Mara had long since become a terrifying but avoidable fate for Xianzhou natives. The puzzling thing is that despite the Commission's protection, we're now more and more citizens, in particular those dealing with great risks and stress like the Cloud Knights, are becoming stricken with Mara. Moreover, the Mara-struck have taken on a horrifying appearance, as if they're turning into some sort of monster. This certainly differs from what I thought I knew about the illness.
Donc vous avez besoin de moi pour éliminer les victimes du Mara?
We wouldn't have the audacity to trouble you with that. The General has a plan to suppress the illness. You're a capable person, and since the General entrusted you with locating the Stellaron, it's only a matter of time before you run into Mara-struck. If you come across any clues, remember to inform the Realm-Keeping Commission straight away. My colleagues and I will handle any situation with haste and to the best of our ability.
Okay.
Speaking of which, have you made any discoveries so far?
Je vais utiliser les noms envoyés. Dans l'expédie, c'est au foyer de l'expéditeur, paraît avoir subi un traitement expérimental. Donnez la lettre. Aujourd'hui, il n'y a pas quoi de nouveau.
I read the letter. I'll be honest with you, I've got no idea how to handle this problem. It's beyond the Realm-Keeping Commission's jurisdiction. I contacted the Seat of Divine Foresight, which is overseen by the General. Allow me to introduce Madame Qingzhu, General Jing Yuan's chief counselor. I think it'll be easier if she explains the letter to you.
I read the letter you obtained from the Mara-struck. While the Cloud Knights were searching for the Stellaron's whereabouts, I was carrying out the General's orders, tracking down clues on the Mara-struck. Thanks to your efforts, we now have a lead. To an outsider, this letter appears to be nothing more than good news detailing a recovery from a chronic illness. However, what is actually being discussed is a violation of the 10 unpardonable sins. It's heresy.
Parler de l'expérience pharmacologique mentionnée dans la lettre?
That's right. Since the Alliance was first established, all medical practices aboard the Xianzhou adhere to strict standards that prohibit long life or mutant modifications under the guise of curing. I went through all our files to find information on the experiment in question, and found nothing. I started thinking about how the Alchemy Commission's delve was sealed off. There must be an unspeakable secret locked away there. The author of this letter was likely the Mara-struck you defeated. My guess is he was led astray and poisoned while under the pretext of being cured. You saw how he ended up. Such actions remind me of an organization that was eradicated from the Xianzhou 1,000 years ago. The Disciples of Sanctus Medicus. They were disciples of the abundance that sought to restore the way of immortality by unearthing a forbidden remedial formula. It's hard to believe that a group that was wiped out so long ago would suddenly rear its head and create chaos once more. The Seat of Divine Foresight needs to learn all it can about this organization's status. before the situation reaches a point of no return. If you come across any similar clues about the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, come and find me at the seat of divine foresight. These kinds of first-hand accounts are exactly what we require.
Ça me va.
Excellent. Your work will not be in vain. The seat of divine foresight always rewards those who contribute to our efforts. I recently received some intel. It seems that certain individuals are taking advantage of the current chaos to lure in outworlders around Exalting Sanctum. Maybe you could start there? We sent an undercover investigator out a few months ago. They provided us with a rough idea of the situation. Unfortunately, it seems suspicions were aroused. We lost contact with the agent. I suspect he was discovered. You are a fresh face in the Lafu, and an outworlder. I would feel more at ease if I could leave this matter with you.
Bon. Non, j'achète ces personnes suspectes. En tout cas, c'est bien que ça me dit que... Attention, si vous faites ça, vous pouvez pas faire ces quêtes. Plus faire ces quêtes.
Need your extractor cleaned or your star skip serviced? Look no further.
Maître de Nutri Trésor. Rien qu'à te voir, j'ai mal à la tête. Comment ça? On est aussi direct. Je suis un guérisseur et tes symptômes sont tellement évidents. Mon diagnostic est que tu n'en as plus pour longtemps. C'est pas de l'arrogance des espèces à longue espérance de vie, mais même selon mes normes des espèces à courte espérance de vie, tu as déjà un pied dans la tombe. Mais enfin, ne me faites pas peur comme ça. Je ne voulais pas t'effrayer, juste pour te prévenir. Il y a un vieil adage ici qui dit « Les meilleurs remèdes sont les plus amers ». J'espère que tu t'en souviendras. J'ai aussi une bonne nouvelle, tu as chance de tomber sur moi, car il n'est pas trop tard. Tu peux encore vivre 100 ou 200 ans, peut-être même 1000. Tout espoir n'est pas perdu. Il suffit d'acheter les compléments à longévité Nutri-Trésor et tu vivras aussi longtemps que nous à Shenzhou. Ceux qui ont essayé ont été conquis. Alors, tu veux en savoir plus? L'arbre d'ambroisie pousse à nouveau. Vous avez remarqué que l'arbre d'ambroisie poussait à nouveau? Oui, j'ai vu ça. En parlant de ça, que vous voulez un flacon de pommade de l'arbre d'ambroisie? La santé des habitants de Shenzhou se détériore rapidement depuis que l'arbre a recommencé à pousser. Alors, j'ai dû contourner un peu les lois pour commencer à vendre ma propre pommade de l'arbre d'ambroisie. Précommande dès maintenant avec seulement 300 astrales. Pas de ne pas manquer. Vous n'en avez pas pour le moment? Si je dis non, ça veut dire que vous n'en prenez pas? Les gens font la queue, vous savez. Tant pis pour vous si vous n'en voulez pas.
Need your extractor cleaned or your star skip serviced? Look no further.
Quoi, les services de douane, ouais. Pourquoi il n'était pas venu aujourd'hui? À moins qu'il ait été transféré vers un autre secteur? Vous attendez quelqu'un? Un aide de camp de la commission du maintien de l'ordre. On n'aurait jamais dû se rencontrer, mais par hasard du destin, nos chemins se sont croisés. Faut pas te faire des idées, il n'y a rien de louche entre nous. C'est juste que je ne l'ai pas vu depuis longtemps et cette solitude me pèse. Sans lui, ma carrière, mon avenir même n'ont plus de sens. Ça continue, à quoi bon venir encore travailler? Même si je ne viens plus, je n'aurai plus aucune chance de le voir et j'ai peur que l'occasion ne se présente plus jamais. Ah, je me sens si nerveux. Que vendez-vous? De la chasse.
Come on, draw already.
Need your extractor cleaned or your star skip serviced?
It's a good thing you met me now.
Vous avez un remède miracle ici? Votre équipe récupère moins de 2 points de technique lors de son utilisation. Dès qu'il guérit tous les mots, mais en réalité, c'est juste un comprimé d'aubépine et un goût délicieux. Tiens, ce serait pas vous, monsieur.
Excuse me, guest from another world. Please spare me a moment of your time. Do you yearn for immortality?
Non, du tout.
Do you not believe in the pursuit of eternal life? Perhaps it's because you've already given up on that aspiration. Who would turn down the opportunity to live forever? The Xianzhou doesn't care one bit about the well-being of short-life species. They stubbornly blockade the glorious path to immortality. My name is Green Hibiscus. I came to Exalting Sanctum in hopes of a fated encounter with one such as yourself. One who is also on the road to immortality. What do you say? How about we find a more suitable spot to talk about all this?
D'accord, allons-y.
Let's make haste. There are too many people here to linger. Here we are. This is the place.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais?
Relax. By the mercy of Sanctus Medicus, I will not harm you. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am a member of the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus. I was unable to expose my true identity in Exalting Sanctum, but now I can reveal everything. The Disciples of Sanctus Medicus is a devout group, holding firm in their belief that Merciful Medicus is the one ultimate faith. As followers, we refer to ourselves as disciples, dedicated to our cause. If you wish to gain the means to immortality, then you must become a disciple. But to become a disciple, you must first pass several small trials. Please excuse me. Our expansion has unfortunately attracted the attention of those devilish archer followers. If we are not careful, the consequences could be unthinkable.
Que fait ce chevalier des nuages ici?
No need to be concerned about him. Much like yourself, he is here to undergo the trials.
Mais les habitants de Xianzhou détestent l'abondance.
Ah, only those led astray by followers of the devilish archer could despise Merciful Medicus. Sadly, there are many such people. Too many.
En quoi Sanctus Medicus pourrait-il m'aider?
Every species yearns for the favor and curing of Merciful Medicus, regardless of whether they have heard of the abundance or not. Foxians yearn to cure themselves of their 300-year lifespan. The Phydiodora yearn to cure themselves of the pain of reincarnation and lack of progeny. As for Xianzhou natives, they long to cure themselves of the torture of becoming Mara-struck. Of course, we know that this torture is rather a kind of blessed evolution. To return to your question, Sanctus Medicus can cure the aging that short-life species face, along with disease and death. Sanctus Medicus can do for you what they did for the Xianzhou natives.
Quelle épreuve dois-je passer?
What you seek, you will surely find. Merciful Medicus is magnanimous. They do not lightly refuse a prayer. As such, the initiation trials for the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus are nothing arduous. All you must do is transcribe this copy of thousand-handed Merciful Medicus's salvation 500 times by hand. This will allow your brothers and sisters to trust your faith, and you to become a disciple. This scripture is central to the disciples. You must maintain a pious heart during the transcription. It would be best if you could memorize the text. Of course, this is but the first trial. Once you have become a disciple, you will undergo numerous others.
Beaucoup trop, 500 fois.
Excessive. The old rules dictated that the text be copied 50,000 times. I myself undertook such a feat. Nowadays, the Master takes greater pity on the common people. Hence, the number has been reduced to a mere 500.
Ouais. Ah ouais, on doit le faire! Vous aurez copié aux 1000 mains. Très longtemps, le Sanctus Medicus aux 1000 mains parcourait le monde en compagnie de ses 99 999 disciples, vivant sur Raoult et enseignant la voie. C'est une crampe dans votre index et vos épaules commencent à vous faire mal. Mais vous n'avez rédigé que la première copie, il vous en reste encore 499. Formulant ces mots, les 999 999 disciples s'étaient délivrés de la jeunesse, de la vieillesse, de la maladie et de la souffrance. Le tablier d'écrit vous apercevez le chevalier des nuages vous faire un geste.
Hey, stop writing. Get over here.
Quoi, heureux?
Took you long enough. I know you. You're General Jingyuan's honored guest.
Jin Yan? J'ai jamais entendu parler de lui.
Ugh, is this really the time for jokes of that quality? You're here undercover, right? Well, so am I. I'm a Cloud Knight from the Exalting Sanctum Garrison. That green hibiscus has been sneaking around spreading heretical lies for a while now. That's why I'm here, to spy on him. They were suspicious of me as soon as I arrived. It took a lot of effort to make them believe I wanted to become a disciple.
Pourquoi es-tu venu ici en uniforme?
I have my reasoning. Cults like this want to recruit people with influence in law and order. I wanted them to know I was a Cloud Knight. Always know your enemy.
Ah. Du génie à l'état pur.
Keep your voice down. These disciples don't miss much. If they discover us, we won't make it out of here. You can trust me with the transcription. I spent over 150 years pen pushing in the seat of divine foresight before I became a Cloud Knight. I could do this in my sleep. Listen carefully. I help you copy the text, you cover for me, and I get word out to the seat of divine foresight.
Écriture transcrite. Remettez tout à hibiscus vert.
Take your time, still your mind, and transcribe the text. Allow the beautiful enlightenment of thousand-handed, merciful Medicus's salvation to permeate your being.
J'ai terminé.
You're finished? So soon? Let me see. Yes, it would appear you are finished. A fast and accurate transcription. It seems you are destined for immortality.
Bon, je peux rejoindre les disciples du Sanctus Medicus maintenant?
Calm yourself. The initiation is divided into 2 steps. You and the Cloud Knight have completed the first. Now, only the second remains.
Qui est?
Sure, but can it wait till tomorrow? I'm supposed to be on duty right now. They'll get suspicious if I don't head back soon.
No need to worry. The second step is extraordinarily simple. It'll all be over soon enough. The disciples' initiation is governed by the following principle. Never accept who you suspect, and never suspect who you accept. So, it's time for you two to battle it out. Whoever survives will officially become a disciple.
Bien. En garde.
Excellent. The disciples of Sanctus Medicus love enthusiastic new blood. Well then, show us what you're made of.
Whoa. You're kidding, right? We came here to lengthen our lifespans, not shorten them. You can't just make us fight like this.
We aren't forcing you to fight. By all means, refuse if you wish. But we won't possibly be able to let either of you leave.
Fine. But at least let me prepare? I've never done anything like this before.
Very well. But you'll need to ask your opponent, too.
Ça me dérange pas non plus.
Good. Then prepare yourselves. Time is precious. Make it quick.
Bon.
Listen, I have an idea that will let you join the disciples of Sanctus Medicus and and let me get the heck out of here in one piece. You and I fight, and I lose to you. I pretend that you finish me off. Then you pretend to help them remove my body by dragging me out of here. That way, we both accomplish our objectives. Oh, I've seen your skills. Please don't mess up and actually kill me.
Bon, je sais ce que je fais.
Good. I knew I could trust you. My life is in your hands.
So, have you prepared yourselves? Are you ready to fight?
Allons-y.
And you, Cloud Knight?
I'm ready.
Then, let's begin.
Well then, take this!
Allez, pas. Bon. Ok.
To the finish. Wait for the tiles before. You're in bad shape. So, how many of my moves? Blade in flight.
On va le finir avec une rupture. Bon, pas nécessaire, mais quand même.
What magnificent skill! He was fierce, but no match for you. I'm glad you prevailed. That Cloud Knight waltzed straight up to us in uniform and asked if he could join. Hardly a convincing spectacle. I doubt I ever could have trusted him. Purple chrysanthemum, blue peach. Find somewhere to dispose of the body.
Je vais m'en charger.
Oh, you've dealt with this kind of thing before?
Chef de CC de longue date qui s'occupe de ce genre de problème. Soit d'activité secondaire.
Side hustle? Very well. These are hard times, I suppose. This does have its advantages. Our brothers and sisters have been proselytizing and exalting Sanctum over the last few days. We may have attracted the attention of the devils. Having you dispose of the Cloud Knight will be safer. As such, this can be your first mission as a disciple. You take an active approach to getting things done. I'll be sure to pass that on to my superiors. In any case, my hearty congratulations on your admission to the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus. From now on, you will be known by the code name, Grey Peony. Well, Grey Peony, let's depart separately to avoid attracting attention. We'll rendezvous at a different location later. Until then.
Peut-être le chevalier des nuages dans un lieu sûr.
I did a good job playing dead, didn't I? Those people are out of their minds. Watch your step next time you're around them.
Comment? Tu es toujours en vie? Je ferai attention.
With your skills, you've got a better chance than most. I should report back to the seat of divine foresight. Stay safe, friend.
Chevalier des nuages inspecte affectueusement les environs. Pour s'assurer que personne ne le suivait, il s'échappe à la hâte. Attendez que Chingzo recontacte. Ouais. Ah voilà, là on peut descendre. Ah, on se perd. Difficile de circuler. Après quelques temps. Un nouveau message. Tout va bien, Stell? Infiltration réussie. C'est très bien, j'ai toujours cru en tes capacités. On vient de me faire un rapport. Tu as sauvé un chevalier des nuages. C'était rien. Je ne qualifierais pas ça de sauvetage, disons plutôt une collaboration fructueuse. Merci infiniment pour ton aide. Ce chevalier des nuages a transmis toutes les informations au siège de la clairvoyance divine. S'il ne l'avait pas aidé, il aurait eu du mal à s'en sortir. Maintenant que tu as infiltré, les disciples du Sanctus Medicus continuent de sauver les activités. Il y a quelque chose sur lequel je devrais me concentrer? J'ai déjà dit qu'un chevalier nuage du nom de Zixin était porté disparu depuis quelques mois. J'aimerais savoir ce qui lui est arrivé, mort ou vivant, afin de pouvoir transmettre une réponse à sa famille. Tu dois entrer en contact à partir de maintenant. Si on te voit aller et venir au siège de la clairvoyance divine, ces disciples vont se méfier de toi. Rien d'un seul morceau, autrement le général mourra dans le collimateur. Est-ce que c'est une longue quête?
Green Hibiscus agreed to meet me here, but there's no sight of him. What gives? There's a letter here. What's this on the envelope? Gray peony. This must be from Green Hibiscus.
Yvan Grise, tu as entièrement prouvé ta bravoure et ton attachement à la cause. Je vais à présent t'accorder une chance de prouver à tous à quel point tu es fidèle à l'organisation. Cette mission est la plus haute importance. Je ne suis guère à l'aise de la confier à quelqu'un d'autre. Seul une combattante comme toi est capable de mener à bien une tâche. Une disciple s'est enfuie hier et il nous a trahis. Elle a envoyé une lettre lors de sa désertion. Dans notre enquête, il s'agissait d'une missive urgente adressée au siège de la clairvoyance divine. Elle ne devrait pas encore être arrivée. Interceptez-la et contribue à limiter nos pertes. Quand tu auras accompli cette pénible mais glorieuse tâche, je présenterai au chef disciple du Sanctus Midi, du sanctuaire de l'exaltation. Pour autant que j'y consente, tu seras en mesure de commencer ton voyage vers l'immortalité.
The disciples sure know how to keep a low profile. Looks like I'll need to help them complete this mission. If they're looking to intercept mail, I should probably start by searching near Exalting Sanctum Psycrane stands.
Ok, donc non. On d'abord de celle-là. Fouillez les paquets du perchoir à Mikagru. Vous ne trouvez pas la lettre que vous cherchez?
Not on this stand. Let's check a different one.
Ok.
What's written on this package? Seat of Divine Foresight, urgent. This is it. The mail the disciples want to intercept. Seems like it's encrypted somehow. Makes sense. This is critical intelligence after all. Let's see if I can crack the code.
Aha! Ouais. C'est plutôt facile.
Code cracked. Huh. It's an internal order from the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. Judging from these urgent instructions, the disciples are aware of a seat of divine foresight operation to infiltrate their ranks. Huh. No wonder Green Hibiscus was so eager to intercept this. I'll use my phone to make a copy and then hand it over to Green Hibiscus.
Ah. Pivot grise. Tu as tout ce qu'il faut? Je l'ai. Où se retrouve-t-on? Chut, il se peut qu'on nous surveille. L'endroit où on copie les écritures. Ton responsable veut te voir dans les plus brefs délais. Ne réponds pas. Ah, ok, c'était juste à l'entrée. La petite pièce. Non, là.
Mauve Moon. This is the reliable disciple I mentioned to you, Grey Peony. Grey Peony, this is Mauve Moon, the head of our operations in Exalting Sanctum.
It seems you have some impressive skills in your arsenal.
Vous me flattez.
No need for modesty. I've studied martial arts for years. I can tell how strong you are with just a glance. You seem like you've got it all figured out. What brings you to the disciples of Sanctus Medicus?
Je vais être encore plus forte.
Good. So do I. I used to think determination and hard work were enough to achieve that. But I've come to realize it's not that simple. During my many years as a Cloud Knight, I realized something. An individual's strength is limited. So I abandoned my mortal body and became a faithful servant of merciful Medicus. Here, take this prescription. Through this medicine, you will become like me. You will be able to break the shackles that the devilish archer author has used to chain your soul. You will gain unbridled power and freedom. The disciple responsible for creating medicinal pellets heard of your exploits. They prepared the prescription for you personally. Some of the ingredients can be purchased at an apothecary, but others will require you to come up with your own solution. Given your strength, that shouldn't pose a problem.
Intéressant.
Do you have any questions?
Combien de membres votre organisation compte-t-elle?
I don't know. I've heard our members are in the tens of thousands. The Disciples of Sanctus Medicus has a flat organizational structure. The head of each area reports directly to the Master. I know nothing about what goes on elsewhere. The benefit is that even if our enemies were to wipe out the Exalting Sanctum branch, it wouldn't affect our brothers and sisters in other areas.
Il prépare donc les
That's
ordonnances.
sensitive information. I know who they are, but for their security, I can't reveal their identities. It's not that I doubt your loyalty, Grey Peony. It's like I said, security.
Puis-je voir le chef?
The boss? You mean the Master? You'll meet them, but for now there's no rush. All in good time. Keep fulfilling your duties, as you have been. With your strength, you'll have an audience with the Master in no time.
Qu'est-ce qui vous a poussé à rejoindre
I'm
l'organisation?
ashamed to admit it, but I once worked alongside those devils. I trained in spear techniques for almost a century. I nearly became a Cloud Knight instructor. But I was trapped in a weak mortal shell. I was never able to surpass the final barrier that separated me from the martial arts geniuses. Fortunately, the draft of Draconic Surge, the prescription you hold in your hand, rescued me. Once I took that medicine, I became more powerful than any mortal could ever dream of. Now, everything has changed. Jersine and his pitiful spearmanship are no more. All that remains is a loyal disciple of merciful Medicus.
Vous appelez comment auparavant?
Wait. You recognize me? Where do you know me from? Your face changed when you heard my name.
Mauve Moon, sir. We have a problem. I suspect this person may be the agent who's been looking for you.
Idiot! What kind of trials are you running? You let an agent infiltrate our ranks?
I couldn't have known, sir. I witnessed this person slay a Cloud Knight before my very eyes.
Detestable. The devilish archer author allows these pitiful mortals to face death without fear. Self-sacrifice is their way of fooling us into opening our doors.
Ça fait choper. T'as une image inutilisement débordante. Je pense pas avoir dit quoi que ce soit qui aurait révélé mon identité. Vous avez une imagination débordante.
Merciful Medicus has sharpened my senses. Nothing gets past me. A pathetic mortal like you could never understand. In that case, divine foresight devil, it's time for you to meet your demise.
Hein. Bon, au moins la quête est bientôt terminée. Hein. À vous. Ah mince, non. Ouais.
Lance ablaze. Flaming lance. Forward.
Hop, ça soigne.
Wait for the tiles before you start counting. Gotcha.
Allez.
This hand's oh. Better late than never.
Excellent.
Time for the payout.
Ouh, ils sont presque dead.
You're in bad shape.
So, how many of my moves can you block? Strike with heart.
I'm on guard. To the finish.
Hop là.
Nap time.
Blade in flight.
Allez, on va lancer la grosse attaque.
Swords descend.
Donc au final, le gars qu'on cherchait, c'était leur chef. Eh ben.
Time for some sword play.
Oh, mercy of Sanctus Medicus! Grant me a body impervious to steel, the courage of 1,000 armies, a strength that 10,000 foes cannot suppress. You think you're a match for me, devil? Your death is inevitable. Surrender, and I'll make it quick.
Oui, bah, bonne chance. Hop, ils sont soignés.
Fights are like gambling. You have to choose when to strike.
Ouais. Hop.
Savor the vigor of it.
Blade in flight.
C'est 1h du matin. Je pense qu'atteindre notre objectif risque d'être plus difficile que prévu.
Naughty children, don't listen. Nap time.
So, how many of my moves can you strike with heart?
Time to go on the offensive. To the finish.
Better late than never.
Nigel.
Time for the payout.
Oh, il est mort.
You're in bad shape.
Time for some swordplay. Blade in
Allez, monsieur, il est temps de décéder. Lune mauve.
So Mauve Moon was the agent that Qingzhu lost contact with. He joined the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. I should go to the seat of divine foresight and tell Qingzhu. I don't know if this mission was a success or a failure.
Bon, on verra bien. Hein. Commission de maintien de l'ordre.
Household registration always takes forever.
Allez, t'es dehors? Allez, en haut. Attendez, c'est que de l'exaltation, ouais. Le siège de la clairvoyance divine, c'est là en haut. Ok.
Would you like me to relay your message?
Je veux entrer au siège de la clairvoyance divine. Instant, s'il vous plaît. Je vais annoncer votre arrivée. Allez. Erta, membre 83 de la Société des Génies. Oh. On joue aux échecs ici.
I'm glad to see you've returned in one piece. So, what happened? Did everything go as planned?
Il y a ce qui s'est passé durant d'autres missions à Cognito.
Don't worry. Your operation was a success. Although your identity was ultimately exposed, you gained a wealth of invaluable intelligence. On top of that, you managed to get out without a scratch. I never imagined that Jersine would choose the path of evil. You did the right thing. I'm afraid this is how the Plague's author operates. Using notions of power and life to draw countless people like Jersine away from bright futures. Down a path of no return. You've managed to shine a light on the darkness of the enemy. With this intelligence, the seat of divine foresight will be able to improve its strategy. And for all your efforts, please accept this reward. Is there anything else you'd like to know about?
Ouais. Et ben l'état actuel des disciples du Sanctus Medicus.
Current state. I'm afraid we know next to nothing. We dispatched agents, but they were only able to linger on the edges of the organization. Your operation is the furthest anyone's managed to infiltrate. The seat of divine foresight is still striving to answer one question. Is this but the resurgent shadow of an organization silenced 1,000 years ago? Or have they been lurking in the darkness all along? Whatever the case, this sudden reemergence hints at a hidden conspiracy. It's troubled me deeply over recent few months. It's hard to tell what all of this is building towards.
Ah. Je vais envoyer beaucoup d'agents infiltrés.
Not at all. The Disciple's secret letter makes it sound as if we infiltrated their ranks in great numbers. The reality is that only a handful of agents have successfully slipped into the organization. And the majority of them lacked the strength you had to make it back unscathed after their identity was exposed. They didn't have the wisdom and good fortune to gain the organization's trust quickly. An agent can't actually consume those pellets of the Disciples. Doing so would mean the end of their life as they knew it. The point is, There hasn't been anyone like you who managed to delve into the group's core and obtain so much first-hand information.
Parle-moi des croyances des disciples du Sanctus Medicus.
Thousand-Handed Merciful Medicus's salvation is a manuscript transcribed from a sacred text. I don't know where the disciples obtained it. It likely consists of fragments of banned works from the Befall era. As I see it, there isn't anything particularly alarming about the text. It recalls the acts of the Plague's author's warped creatures from an equally warped perspective. The scripture doesn't have the power to lead people astray. They do that to themselves. But it does feed lies and false hope.
C'est l'ordonnance que Shikshin m'a donnée.
The prescription you acquired is beyond my knowledge. There are a few reliable alchemists that reside in Exalting Sanctum. I'd like to ask you to consult with them on the particulars of the prescription. This will allow the Seed of Divine Foresight to have a clear target for creating an antidote. Given that the disciples of Sanctus Medicus has become aware of our operation, it's about time the Seed of Divine Foresight reeled in its net. If you turn up any details about the prescription, feel free to come back and find me anytime.
Bon. On récupère les papiers. Ok, centre d'exaltation. Très bien. Allons voir ces alchimistes pour voir un peu ce qu'ils peuvent nous dire sur tout ceci.
Why, hello there. Anything I can help you with?
Deaso m'a envoyé vous parler. Expliquer la situation à l'alchimiste.
So, this is official Seed of Divine Foresight business, eh? Then I'll do everything I can to assist you. Let's take a look at this prescription you mentioned. If this request had come from anywhere else, it would have seemed like a joke. But the Seed of Divine Foresight only deals in the serious. I can't understand this prescription. And I imagine that other alchemists won't be able to make sense of it either. I recommend you go directly to the chief alchemist, Lady Dan Shu. Lady Dan Shu is renowned for her unique line of reasoning. She's proposed several prescriptions that would have been incomprehensible to us if she hadn't explained the pharmacology. Still, those same prescriptions have always been able to produce miraculous effects. Lady Dan Shu is a truly gifted alchemist. All the more amazing given her sightlessness, wouldn't you say? Lady Dan Shu likes to pass the time over at Sinwood Pavilion. I'm sure you'll run into her if you head that way.
Par contre, est-ce qu'il n'y a pas les... Ah. Ils disent, bah, laissez tomber tous les autres, effectivement. Ah. Retournons directement là-bas. Intéressant. Mais est-ce qu'on va pas croiser des gens pas très recommandables, justement? Ouais.
I've been looking forward to meeting you.
Vous me connaissez?
Everyone does. You're the hero who rescued the Vidyadhara healer lady in Exalting Sanctum. I heard from other alchemists you have a prescription you wish me to assess. Can you read it to me?
T'es capable de la mémoriser entièrement? Non, on va juste le faire. Lisez l'ordonnance.
A strange and dangerous prescription, but I believe I understand the pharmacology. It involves drawing upon the strength of long scions to attain the power of ascension. The specifics, however, will require further investigation. This will take some time. I could hardly happen upon Vidyadhara bone marrow and test the prescription myself, could I? Leave your contact details with me. When I've completed my assessment of the pharmacology, I'll get in touch with you.
Ouais. C'est sûr que... effectivement, il y avait des trucs qui ont l'air bizarres. Hein. Ok. Chou. C'est quelques informations préliminaires sur la pharmacologie de la potion de déferlement draconique. Mais tu dois encore être occupé avec les problèmes de Shienzo, n'est-ce pas? Maintenant? Il a pareil. Peine de presse, fais-moi voir quand tu auras un moment. Je t'attendrai au pavillon Sylvestre. Et je suis à tromper une croyance falsifiée. Ah, donc ça doit être la deuxième quête qu'il y avait. Tant mieux, faisons-la.
From the sound of your stride, I sense you're in good spirits.
Vous ne vous trompez pas.
Many who undertake the far-reaching journey to the Xianzhou are weighed down by a heavy heart and exhaustion. But your steps are bold and steady, a stride worthy of a nameless. Let's get down to business. I analyzed the prescription you procured, the draft of Draconic Surge. Now that I have a preliminary conclusion, it needs to be delivered to the seat of Divine Foresight.
Quelles sont vos conclusions, madame?
The conclusion. Put simply, I don't believe that the draft of Draconic Surge holds the cure to the Mara. Even in the foreseeable future, there will likely not be any such cure. I've compiled the details into a written analysis. If you're interested, feel free to take a look. This is a copy of pharmacological studies on the draft of Draconic Surge. If the Chief Counselor wants to see it urgently, I'll have to ask you to deliver it for me.
Très bien. Étude pharmacologique. Et j'ai à tromper une croyance falsifiée. Bon. Laisse-moi passer, gars.
What is your purpose for entering?
Ah. Elle est de ce côté maintenant?
You're back. Anything you wanted to share?
L'ordonnance des disciples du Sanctus Medicus.
Wow. Even for those alchemists, that was fast.
C'est Dan Shu qui a tout fait.
Dan Shu? Wait, why would the Alchemy Commission's chief alchemist be away from her post? I've heard that the chief alchemist is visually impaired. She rarely leaves the Alchemy Commission delve. She has a vast knowledge and expertise. No wonder she was able to analyze the pharmacology so quickly. Let me see her report.
Désolé, le rapport avec un sérieux.
No cure? Where did these villains get their hands on such a complex prescription? This is infuriating. Still, this is a clue we can follow. Thank you. Please accept these gifts for your efforts.
Bon, vous m'avez déjà
Those
récompensé.
were rewards from the seat of Divine Foresight. These are gifts from me, personally.
Oh.
You've done so much for the Luofu, for the Xianzhou. This is the least I could do.
Oh. Un nouveau message. Elle aurait eu un peu de temps libre. J'aurais besoin de ton expertise. Peux-tu passer au pavillon Sylvestre? Donnez-moi, j'arrive. Est-ce que c'est vraiment Dan Shu? Dès que tu te libéreras dans l'idéal. Ah. Intéressant. Intéressant, intéressant.
Thank you for coming on such short notice.
Pourquoi puis-je vous aider?
My stay in Exalting Sanctum was supposed to be focused on treating people and delivering medicine. But the seat of Divine Foresight tasked me with analyzing the prescription. I've been severely delayed. I've already concocted some of the medicine in question, but there can't be any further delays. Could you assist me in ensuring it arrives on time?
Oui, bien sûr, aucun problème.
Thank you. The patient in question is a little girl. If she's gotten into any trouble, be sure to let me know when you get back. This is the medicine. Her house is near the Court of Tranquility. It shouldn't be hard to find her.
J'ai obtenu remède de Denshu. Ok, c'est à l'entrée.
Is this the one Donshu sent me to find? Does she come here to treat other sightless people?
Écoutons-les.
Little Miss Lady can't see ahead, can't see right, can't see left. Heads to the east, ends up west.
She's stuck! She can't get down!
Hey, what you looking at, Outworlder? Mind your own business.
Ah. On se croit fort.
Who do you think you are? Keep your nose out of this. I beat people up all the time.
Yeah, get lost. Stop meddling in our business.
De toute façon, arrogance précipite vers vous et vous déclenche un coup de poing. Vous ne bougez pas, impassible.
Stop yelling and help me up already.
They used some kind of hidden power. I saw it. You're a cheater.
That's right. If you hadn't cheated, I would have knocked your lights out.
You sure about that, boss? They didn't even flinch.
Ugh, shut up! Boss, let's get out of here. We shouldn't fight anyone that doesn't respect martial arts.
I'll let you off the hook this time. Next time we fight fair and square.
Yeah!
Et quand les trois enfants vont se partent sans demander à leur reste. Très bien. Putain, mes textes, ils passent trop vite.
Thank you for helping me, miss.
Tout va bien.
I'm okay. It's my fault. I shouldn't have wandered off on my own. Then I wouldn't have run into those guys. They always laugh at me for being blind. And they like to trip me up and steal my things. Thank goodness you were here. Otherwise, they wouldn't have let me off so easily.
Denshu a insisté pour que je te donne ce médicament.
Oh, Donshu asked you to come? Things are bad on the Lafu recently. Donshu must be very busy.
Oh.
Thank you, miss. Remember to thank her for me.
T'inquiète. Prends l'emmène et retourne sur ses pas.
Wander about alone. Well, I've delivered the medicine. I should report back to Donshu.
Ah. Re-TP. Bon. Voilà, c'est là.
How was she? Did you deliver the medicine?
Ouais, j'ai pu. Vous expliquez à Denshu ce qui s'est passé.
She reminds me of myself when I was a child. I also had to find my way in the dark, face obstacles I couldn't predict, as well as deal with unconscious prejudices people had against me. If I was ever injured by bullies or after a fall, I'd run crying to the healers at the Alchemy Commission and ask them to heal me. I suppose that's why I followed in their footsteps, to pay a little kindness forward. Thank you for looking after the child. Could I ask you for another favor, friend?
De quoi avez-vous besoin?
I want to meet the little girl. Can you lead me to her? I worry about her wandering around on her own. And I want to know what's been on her mind lately. Her parents passed away in the denizens of Abundance Wars. The relatives who took her in aren't close to her. And whenever I treat her, she often confides in me. A healer's medicine might remedy one's physical health, but sometimes the loneliness and hurt inside one's heart needs companionship and care to heal.
Ok. Ouais, c'est normal. Vous savez où la trouver?
She told me that whenever she's feeling troubled, she finds a quiet corner in the Artisanship Commission and just sits there, letting the sounds wash over her. Her parents used to be artisans in the Commission, so I think she has some nostalgic connection to the place. In all likelihood, that's where she'll be. There's danger around every corner these days, especially for a sightless child. Let's go.
Ouais. Sacré chemin quand même. Allez. On espère que ça durera plus très longtemps. Sinon on y sera encore à 7h du matin. On va faire une nuit blanche là-dessus. Je peux pas me permettre de faire une nuit blanche. Pas avec Noël qui approche là. Joyeux Noël, non? Jamais. Bon, je me répète, mais...
What's happening? Is the girl in trouble?
Je voulais voir ce qu'il fallait pour les attaquer. Ouais, bon, évidemment pas ce que j'ai, hein.
Lance up the ready.
Wait for the tiles before you start counting. Stay calm. That's a step.
Ok, ça fait que ça comme dégâts.
Fights are like gambling, don't need this style. Savor the vigor of it.
Not a scratch.
Il est mort.
Better late than never.
Ah.
For the tiles. Nap time.
Oui.
It's all right. Everything's okay now, Xiaoyu.
Thank you, big sister. Thank you, Danshu.
You don't need to be scared anymore. She is here.
But when I think about all the trouble I've caused you two, I feel like such a burden.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Is that why you're crying? Maybe you should start getting used to this feeling. Because in the next few centuries, visually impaired people like us will continue to require help from everyone we meet. So, if a little bit of guilt like this is enough to break your heart, then how will you manage such an arduous path?
C'est censé être réconfortant.
I'm not trying to console her. This is the reality. Walking alone in the darkness. Fearing every incoming, invisible obstacle. Unable to understand other people's descriptions. Everyone, everything is like a hot coal in the dark. Invisible, yet still able to burn you. As a long-life species, she can expect life to continue like this for nearly 1,000 years. She must learn to depend upon herself rather than just foolishly waiting around for the next hero to swoop in and save her.
Vous n'êtes pas en train de l'aider pour la sauver?
Yes. By trying my best to change her personal circumstances. In the meantime, she'll have to learn to withstand the darkness. Just as I have.
Hey, you're right, Danchu. From now on, I'll do my best to rely on myself.
Good. I hope you remember this. Forever. This place is too dangerous. Let's head back to Exalting Sanctum.
Accompagné d'Ancho et la petite fille. Bon.
Thank you again. For all you've done. It would seem we incomplete ones are often bullied from a tender age. I endured numerous hardships to become Chief Alchemist. Yet, there are still things that leave me feeling helpless. That's the reason I said what I said. You might mistake my words for being hurtful. But the truth is, no amount of words can prepare her for what lies ahead.
Est-il aucun moyen de la guérir? Est-ce que Shinzo a une quelconque technologie qui peut aider à soigner ce genre de déficience?
For long-life species, these things are permanent. Whether we are beautiful or ugly, tall or short, wise or foolish, all of it is encoded into our flesh from the moment we are born. The impairments of short-life species can be corrected with ingenia or surgery. But that's an impossibility for Xianzhou natives. No matter the method employed, our bodies will eventually return to their original states. I too was once a non-believer. I fooled myself into acquiring artificial eye implants. Soon thereafter, my sightless eyes began to regenerate, and I was left in pain and despair. That brief window of sight that I regained has turned into a perpetual source of anguish, forever etched into my mind. For long-life species, this incompleteness is a permanent, unavoidable tenance. What a joke. Even the denizens of abundance, so-called abominations, needn't endure such torture. Perhaps we incomplete ones are merely traitors, cursed by the plague's author.
Pourquoi cela?
It's nothing. Forget I said anything. Thank you for sticking with me through all of this. I think my aspirations in Exalting Sanctum have been met. For now. Oh. I have a gift for you. Though I'll need a little time to prepare it. I'll contact you once it's ready to collect. See you soon, friend.
Dans la librairie du temps libre. Ok, c'est où? Non, je peux pas tomber. Bon. Vous êtes dans une librairie. Si vous voulez lire ou acheter un livre, je vous laisse parcourir ma collection. Faites-moi signe lorsque vous voudrez payer. Tu as quelque chose à me conseiller? Je ne lis pas beaucoup, alors je n'ai pas vraiment de conseils à vous donner. Mais la vente, surtout à l'avant du magasin, si ça se vend bien, c'est qu'il y a une raison, non? Commencez par là. Vue de l'univers depuis un astroskiff est un recueil des plus belles exoplanètes visitées par un explorateur foxien. Enfin, vous venez déjà d'une exoplanète, attendez, laissez-moi réfléchir. Pourquoi pas celui-là, Plaisir de l'extérieur. C'est une collection de nouvelles surnaturelles écrites par le patron en personne. Je suis de la famille du patron. Il aime écouter les gens parler, il dit que ça l'inspire en tant qu'auteur. Vous avez peut-être déjà croisé au cave des astroskiffs. Il fait des lectures dans un salon de thé qui s'appelle Comte Insomniaque. Un truc comme ça, et il se fait appeler Monsieur Xian. Pourquoi on va donner compteurs à bord du loup du Kishienzu? Déjà vu des compteurs sur d'autres planètes? Enfin, si vous dites comme ça, j'imagine que vous en avez déjà vu. Ce que je sais, c'est que la narration est un art de spectacle traditionnel, c'est à peu près tout. C'est que le patron utilise ce prétexte pour traîner au salon de thé et écouter toutes sortes d'histoires bizarres et surnaturelles. Il faudrait bien qu'il s'intéresse un peu plus aux affaires de sa librairie. Enfin, vous avez repéré des livres que vous souhaiterez acheter? Je vais bien lire quelques livres en attendant. Allez-y. Monsieur Gian a dit que faire un... Ah, il est sympa ce monsieur.
All we ask is that you find a quiet spot away from the browsing areas.
C'est un livre. Il va avoir un grand succès dans l'Alliance. Nouveau message. J'ai pas le cadeau dont je t'avais parlé. Viens voir au papillon sylvestre. Jamais te le remettre en personne. Arrive. Ne t'en fais pas, je t'attendrai là-bas.
Looks like the person you were waiting for has gotten in touch. Safe travels. Oh, maybe buy a book next time?
Peut-être. Bon. On retourne là-bas. Est-ce que c'est le moment de la grande trahison ou est-ce qu'on s'inquiète pour rien?
Ah, there you are, friend. You've been running so many errands lately. I'd like for you to take some useful items away with you. Examining the exhibits in the Seat of Divine Foresight inspired me to create this. I referenced some historical texts and concocted a medicine that can extend your lifespan and improve your health. I call it the Broomdew Concentrate Pellet. And I'd like you to have it. Consuming it will make your body light, agile, and promote longevity and well-being. As a nameless, it'll make your journey a much less arduous one. Well then, that's that. I've still got some other business to attend to, so shall we say goodbye for now? Perhaps the next time we meet, I'll be able to see you, in the true sense of the word.
Oh. Un chou a placé la boîte contenant le comprimé sur la table. Vous la regardez. On va y comprimer ou le mettre de côté?
Tastes a bit strange, but no adverse reaction so far.
C'était une mauvaise idée.
Wait a minute. Ugh, my head. What's happening?
Ok.
Something's wrong. I'm burning up. Feels like I can't breathe. Seems to be calming down a little, but still uncomfortable. This doesn't seem right. I'd better talk to Qingzu at the Seat of Divine Foresight.
I came up from Starskip Haven just to see the Hey.
Aïe aïe aïe. Bon, c'est bon. Au moins, on n'est pas, on n'est pas devenu un monstre, c'est déjà ça. Je sens que cette dame.
There goes my
that again. Is Don Shu sure this broom dew is safe for consumption? What's happening? Isn't this the seat of divine foresight? Why are there so many Mara struck here? No, I can't let them get near me.
Ok. C'est clairement une mauvaise idée de l'autre.
A strong adversary. Help me improve.
Je pense pas que ce soit vraiment des adverses.
Strike with what?
Lance ablaze! Flaming lance! Forward!
On va sentir la merde, mais je me suis dit... Ouais. Why not?
Fights are like gambling. You have to choose when to strike.
Aïe aïe aïe.
Gotcha.
Ah, parfait.
Nap time.
Time for some sword play. Blade in flight.
Look at the draw.
Allez.
Please, 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 please. Looks like victory! I'm okay.
Lance at the ready. To the finish.
Better late than never. Wait for the tiles before you start counting. Time for the payout.
Bon, l'autre est mort. Il explose. À tes débuts du live. Bah oui, hein. Bon, j'avais, je sais pas combien de minutes j'avais de retard, Shana, mais...
Practice is over. Swords descend.
Time to go on the offensive.
Fights are like gambling. You have to choose when to strike. Naughty children, don't listen.
Ok, on va soigner lui.
Here comes the medicine.
I can breathe easy again. Blade in
Ça va, ça va. Par contre, on n'avance pas assez vite à mon goût. Pour
fracture.
Wait for the tiles before you start counting.
dans les quêtes.
Stay calm.
Je sens qu'il va falloir qu'on live encore.
I'm okay.
Ou qu'on... Non, en fait, on peut pas live plus.
What happened to you? Careful! Don't hurt her! Hey! Wake up! Are you okay?
Bah oui, évidemment. Évidemment, c'était pas vraiment des ennemis, c'est le médicament qui te fait voir des choses.
Thank the stars! You're finally awake. I thought we might lose you. I was so worried.
Qu'est-ce qui m'est arrivé?
You came into the seat of divine foresight and started brandishing your weapon.
Je suis désolé, je ne voulais pas, je m'en...
It looked like you'd lost control. As if you'd been stricken with Mara. There has to be something awry. Tell me what happened to you before arriving at the seat of divine foresight.
On a pris le médicament de l'autre. Bon, ça sentait la merde, mais...
It seems like the gift she gave to you must be related to the disciple's prescription we examined earlier. But the healer who examined you just now said your body doesn't seem to have been affected. How strange. Could Don Shu be playing a trick on you? Or is her medicine somehow not working as planned? My advice is to come back later for another examination. It's a Disciples of Sanctus Medicus prescription after all. Who knows what healing effects it may have. I'll put out a wanted notice for Don Shu immediately. If you find any trace of her, get in touch with me. Take this deting with you. It might just help you find this friend.
Ah là là. Bon, heureusement, ça s'est pas passé aussi mal qu'on l'aurait pu le croire. Ouais. Bon. J'espère que cette quête va bientôt être finie.
Don Shu isn't here. Where could she be? I've got it. Don Shu's medicine box has her scent on it. I'll ask the Deeding that Qingzu lent me to track her.
Notre fifle à l'odeur de Dan Shu est au main de la commission de l'artisanat.
Time to come out, little Deeding. I need you to help me find Don Shu.
Oh, il est là, il est mignon. Le retour du chien.
That's Don Shu with a group of disciples. I guess that tells me all I need to know.
Master, stand back. Let me handle this.
Stand down. She's a friend.
Many of our brethren have fallen by her hands.
Yes, I am aware.
But
I said she's my friend. Leave us.
Yes, Master.
I didn't expect you to come looking for me.
Vous êtes la chef des disciples du Sanctus Medicus?
The head. What a crude way of putting it. I am master of the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus, scion of Merciful Medicus, and I shall lead the entire Xianzhou Alliance onto the path of abundance. Did you ingest the Broomdew concentrate pellet I gave you?
Oui.
Did you feel the shift? So many elixir seekers arrive on the Xianzhou in the hope of obtaining the formula to immortality. But none have succeeded. Their aspirations are well founded. The Xianzhou does indeed harbor the secret to becoming immortal. I admire you, so I thought I'd give you the chance to obtain it. Upon ingesting the Broomdew concentrate pellet, you will feel the limitless freedom of the form bestowed upon you by Merciful Medicus. And yet, you don't sound any different. Your breaths are not prolonged, and your presence doesn't feel like it's been altered in any way. Why is that? Is your constitution somehow different from the average person?
J'ai un Stellaron en moi.
A Stellaron? That's impossible. Even if what you say is true. To host a Stellaron as a short-lived species would only spell an early demise. It looks like you are not fated to live a long life. Friend, please. I urge you to leave the Luofu. Abandon this struggle. The truth isn't what it appears to be. What did the minions at the seat of divine foresight tell you about this conflict?
That the Rainbow Arbiter is the emissary of the righteous. That the Arbiter is chasing the heathen plagues author across the stars, while the disciples of Sanctus Medicus abet their heresy. Do you really think that is the case? You don't understand Merciful Medicus, nor the devilish archer author, but you understand me. Do you see me as such? A heretic? I do not ask for you to pick a side. I just wish for you to leave the Law Fu, to leave this all behind. This isn't your fight, and I do not wish to make an enemy of you.
Combats sont fluides. Plus ou moins. Non, on va la combattre.
Most unfortunate. Had you known me first, perhaps we could have been good friends.
Master, we should leave now.
I sincerely wish that this will be our last meeting. Farewell, Nameless.
Allez. Ah, sur deux.
Time for some sword play. Strike with heart.
Allez.
Ugh, this hand sucks. Stay calm.
Ah, quand même. Hop là.
Savor the vigor of life. Blade in flight.
On devrait assez vite fait.
To the finish.
Naughty children nap time.
Bon, deuxième vague.
Lance ablaze. Flaming lance.
Ouais, le jeu, il est bien fait. Je peux dire ça, oui.
Strike with heart. I'm on guard.
That's a set. Luck of the draw. Please, 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 please. Looks like victory!
Évidemment, il se relève. Ok, ça s'est arrêté.
Savor the vigor of life. Blade in flight!
Oh!
Lance at the ready.
Allez, chemise de moins.
Fights are like gambling. Time for the payout.
Deuxième de moins. Il ne reste plus que le métamorphe.
You're in bad shape.
Et ses invocations. Ah non, c'est passé. Il a survécu avec 5 PV.
Think nothing.
Breathe easy again.
Ouais.
Strike with heart.
Ouais, il est mort.
Don't need this style.
Allez.
Savor the vigor of it. So, how many of my moves can you block?
Ouais, c'est sympa. C'est sympa. Bon, après. C'est vraiment parce que vraiment pour chaque perso. C'est considéré comme des persos différents, donc chaque perso a une arme qui est directement inclus dans le paquet.
I'd better report my findings to Qingzhou at the seat of divine foresight. It's getting late. Where to now?
Pécheur trompé, une croyance falsifiée.
Would you like me to relay your message?
Ah là là.
How did it go? Did you manage to locate Donshu?
Ouais, on a trouvé Denshu. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
So you weren't able to apprehend her. I see. These people have been in hiding for so long. They must have a more nefarious plan. I've got to apprehend them quickly. Once again, thank you for all your help. With your intel, we will put a stop to Donshu. Jingyuan tells me you'll be joining the forces led by the Alchemy Commission and Master Diviner. I won't take up any more of your time. Please, take good care of yourself.
Ouais, c'est vrai.
If you run into Donshu again, contact the nearest Cloud Knights. Take this as a token of my appreciation. You deserve it.
Hop là. Plans draconique. L'histoire de Denshu. Bon. Ouais, dommage que c'est des semi-open world. C'est vrai, c'est vrai. Ça aurait été très très cool si on avait eu du vrai open world. Mais ça aurait été plus compliqué aussi. Vu qu'il s'agit quand même de... Bon après, ouais non, il y aurait eu moyen de le faire quand on a Genshin Impact, mais... Vraiment le fait que ce soit sur plusieurs planètes. Ah non, il y aurait eu moyen de faire des choses. Bon. Est-ce qu'on va pouvoir pas aller jusqu'au bout avec March maintenant que ça s'est fait, sans que nous ayons des soucis qui nous disent attention, ces quêtes ne pourront plus être faites après. Ça serait cool. On pouvait laisser tout ceci derrière nous.
Master Diviner, you're back.
Oui. Il y a la petite fou qui est de retour.
I have kept you waiting, but the deceit of the disciples is laid bare to me now.
Vous avez vous fait désirer. Pourquoi ne pas nous avoir parlé plus tôt des disciples du Sanctus Medicus?
Apologies. To avoid dissemination of intelligence, the General and I kept the involvement of the disciples to ourselves.
It is a clandestine organization that seeks to overthrow the Alliance. Before the Stellaron disaster, the disciples had remained veiled in shadow for years. Their emergence reflects their intricate connection to this calamity.
Bonsoir, bonsoir le nouveau.
The conflict is difficult, Master Diviner, but you have led your forces from the front lines and beyond in pursuit of the enemy. Admirable work.
Hardly. A diviner must acquire first-hand knowledge in order to calculate the future. Collecting intelligence in this way assists me in achieving the right answer. Wait, what's all this about a difficult conflict? The disciples of Sanctus Medicus have been scheming for a long time, but our army is in no way inferior. How can things be so difficult?
Demandez-nous simplement votre aide. Faites pas de manière.
It would seem you came prepared.
The first time we met Madame Yukong, she said something like, "This is a Xianzhou affair, and there's no need for the Express to get involved." And now here we are running around doing everything. Even the IPC takes it easier on us. Let me guess, what are we up to this time? Could it be heading to the front lines? Leading the Cloud Knight charge? We'll try this on for size. Nope! I can't stand any more of this fighting, so there!
Who said you'd be heading to the battlefield?
We're not?
Jingyuan's orders. He said that the value of unexpected guests lies in the unexpected. The Cloud Knight's assault was to demonstrate our power to the enemy head-on. Now it is time for the unexpected. Please, come with me.
Ouh. Parfait. C'est une dame ou un enfant? C'est une excellente question. On va voir, t'es où? Troisième, la matrice de prémonition est capable de prédire l'itinéraire de Shenzhou à l'issue des événements futurs. Non. Connaissons le lore. Enfin, ce que j'en connais. Hein. Elle doit au moins avoir... peut-être... Je sais pas... 900 ans ou quelque chose. Donc, un enfant, je pense pas, non. Un enfant ne parlerait pas comme ça. Bon. On va donc couper. Et on va reprendre une nouvelle partie. Je vais faire... juste une nouvelle... 2h07. Putain, dans 2 heures, il faut... Dans les 2 prochaines heures, il faut que je fasse... Est-ce que j'en suis? J'ai pas encore fait la quête quotidienne. Ok, donc ça au moins c'est bon. Bon, donc on va couper. On va couper vite fait, chers amis. Donc je fais un nouvel événement. Profitez-en pour aller aux toilettes, etc. Et on reprendra dans quelques minutes. Donc le temps de... La société des droits légitimes, c'est aujourd'hui. Non, on va continuer encore un peu là tout de suite. Et je m'occuperai de la quête plus tard. Hop. Ouais, donc ça durera juste 3 minutes. Hein. Donc ne partez pas trop loin. Donc à tout de suite.